Good.
Okay, so this video is going to show two purposes. It's going to show how to print your mix back to Pro Tools, and it's also going to show you how to use an external input. So printing's pretty simple. Just patch the stereo bus, which you can hear rocking in the background. We're going to go to the patching page by clicking the screen access, and we are in the patching page. And we're going to pick our buses tab, and down at the bottom you can see your master buses, left, right, and the mono. We're going to select. It only lets you do one at a time, oddly enough, I believe. Maybe it lets you do both. We'll try both. Left and right. And where we want to send it is to our stage I/O, and we want to send that to MADI. Now MADI are these AES 50 ports. So if I click right here, I'm using MADI 1 and oops, somehow I've got multiple things selected. This is a bug I've had problem with the console before, where some other thing is selected somewhere and it thinks I'm trying to patch 4 things at once. Really, really lame. So I want to disconnect all that stuff. And I've had this has been a bug I've been dealing with for years. I'm going to pick just one and put it to MADI. And just the right stereo output and go to MADI. Okay? Now I'm not going to redo the video because that bug does happen, where somehow 4 things were selected. So I'm going to leave it just like that. But left is going to MADI 1 and right is going to MADI 2. Does that work so far? Cool. So we've got the mix up. We've got it sending to MADI. Let's go over to Pro Tools and figure this out. And this should be pretty simple, but you're going to want to make a track. I'm going to stop playback, and you're going to want to make a track. I'll make a stereo audio track. And before I do anything else, I'm going to turn the volume down so we don't get any crazy feedback loops that are going to explode and make my ears hurt. I might even be double paranoid and hit mute. And it's already sourced to MADI 1 and 2 by default. I will often in my work not use MADI 1 and 2 just to extra prevent this feedback loop, but we're safe now. And if I put it in input, perhaps I want to record it, I should be able to press input and I can see the audio coming back from the console. And if I bring the master fader down, that meter should go away. And it does. So we know that this is working. Now, this console gives us, the Midas, gives us a feature that none of the other consoles have here. We can actually confidence monitor the output of this track back on the console. Really, really useful. What we're going to want to do is to send the output of this fader to some far remote MADI input that we're not using. For perhaps, I don't know, 4748. So I'm going to send the output of this fader, and I'm going to unmute it, and I'm going to option click the fader, put it at Unity. Now no feedback loop. At this point, this is kind of cool. I go back over to the console, and I know 4748 are turned down, and I want them to be turned down. See, they are down. What we're going to do is in the patch window, we're going to find the 4748. It's going to be 4748. This is the output from those Pro Tools track. We're going to disconnect it, so it's no longer feeding the inputs. So 47 does no longer feeds 40. So, and MADI 48 no longer feeds input 48 to the console. So there's no feedback loop. Now here's the cool part. Take Pro Tools out 47. Select again. Let's deselect. There's that bug again. Select one of them, and you go to the monitor tab at the very end, and you're going to patch MADI 47 to monitor in left, and MADI 48 to monitor in right. Now, the cool thing happens is that this control down here, this is the stereo bus, and that's the output of MADI. So you can hear them both at the same time and get combing or flamming or whatever it is. But this is really useful, and we do this in the Cashman show all the time, where this will be the desk that you're mixing on in your music mix, but this is the output coming back from the truck, so you can hear actually how it sounds like when Danny's Noisy Lab is put on top of your awesome music mix. So this is a really important thing to understand on this console.